Good morning, and welcome to It Is Still Dark Outside Winnipeg. Yes, very dark. Another one of those mornings. Woke up extra early. In fact, it was probably about 5 minutes to 4. And I laid there for a while, and I started thinking about the little airplane and other stuff. And I thought I may as well get up again. I've told you that story, about at least 2-3 times a month. I'm kind of worried because it seems to be happening a lot. Okay, as you can see, we've got muffin number 2, and muffin number 2 weighs 57 grams. Okay, enough about that. Now, got another email from our friend who was trying to explain this painting diagram out for the figures, and I think I'm slowly starting to get it. Apparently, on the side here, there's sort of, you might call it a legend, I guess, as to what figures go in what compartment in the submarine. And if I look at it, and I don't know why I did not notice this when I was looking at this yesterday. Okay, here there's in big red letters it says like X1. Well, if I find X1 sprue, which is this one, like this would be X1, this would be X2, and this one over here would be X3. So then it all sort of starts to make sense. I can see where we're probably going to get this, probably about a year from now. These will probably be one of the last things I do. I'm gonna have to psych myself up for this. Gabe's gonna have to come another 12 times with painting instructions, and maybe some of it will sort of sink in. Okay, so we got that. Now, I do believe we're going to get this glued together today. We'll stick the macro lens on and we'll move in nice and close because some of these are very, very tiny parts. Now, speaking of tiny parts, I can see it glinting here. You know that little piece that I was talking about that I broke off? Well, I think it was Aussie Frenchman Mark, or somebody anyway, said they saw it. Well, sure enough, that little pitot tube that I broke off, well, so it's down here now. I'm not going to even begin to try and glue that back on. I mean, just the smell of the extra thin here is going to dissolve it. So we're just going to forget about those. Okay, now we're going to have to open this, and we'll talk about it when we do it. And also, I did get out on the e-bike yesterday, and some of you might already know that. And I had something happen that never happened before. I got chased by a dog. Yeah, and I was wearing my chest cam, and we just get a little glimpse of the dog. It all happens really, really fast. In about 5 seconds, it starts and it's over. And I wish I had one of those 360 cameras because I was looking straight ahead, trying feverishly to get this thing in level 5 so that I can just get out of there and hope I can outrun the dog. And I kinda did. At least I didn't get bit. Anyway, that's about the only rollback we're going to have today is because this is rollback day. So why don't we just sort of roll back and take a quick look at that dog incident, and and then we'll get at our model here. Oh no, then maybe we should we'll save the card for later. Yeah, I gave it away. I knew it was a card. I could tell by the feel of it, and it came at this time of year, so it's probably a card. Anyway, yeah, I had my birthday a couple of weeks ago. I'm 77 officially now. Okay, let's roll back here and take a quick look at the dog. Now, as I mentioned, this all happens really fast. And you'll notice on the right-hand side, there's somebody running towards the path through the grass. Well, I didn't realize it at the time. They were actually chasing a dog. And it wasn't until actually I realized they're going to run right in front of me what was going on. And we only get a really quick glimpse of the dog. Maybe I can play it back in slow motion later. Anyway, at this point, I'm sort of making sure I just don't run into the two people that are walking ahead of me. And yeah, you'll see it for yourself. Now, I felt really bad afterwards because I realized that the young woman in question here was saying, "I need help." And, there was just no way that I was going to be able to do anything. Last thing I'd want to be trying to do is trying to chase a dog that didn't want to get caught and probably end up getting bit. And everything was happening too quick. Didn't have a chance to think about what to do, but there was no way I could help her. Perhaps this person coming on the bicycle did. I don't know. Everything from then on was starting to happen behind me. Yeah, that was a very sad and you might say pathetic situation. But there is just nothing that an old man that can hardly get on and off his bike as it is could do at that point. If I had stopped and stayed there, I might have got bit. And yeah, my ankles were bare, as some of you may have noticed. And yeah, I felt really bad. But like I say, what could I do? It was just one of those things that you hate to see happen, but there's really nothing you can do about it. Oh, and here's that little piece that I was talking about that I am not going to glue on. A moment ago, I opened my curtains, and we got snow coming down. So, in all likelihood, that is going to be my last ride for the season. In all likelihood. Okay, let's move in here, and I think the next thing we want to do is what is it? Oh, we have to put the bombs on. Now there is the option to paint everything first and then put the bombs on, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to stick it together and do the best I can, more or less, with painting. So okay, let's recompose here. Okay, I've got our little airplane taped down because I don't want it to be moving around when I'm trying to fit the bombs in place. And needless to say, we want to get the bombs faced the right way. They're so small it might be an easy mistake a person could make. Let's recompose here just a little bit. Okay, it's probably a little bit difficult to see, but there's a little, almost a hole right there, and there's another one right there. It's more of a dimple than anything. And the idea is Probably going to have to take this off camera to reposition it. Okay, the idea is that we are supposed to be able to put this on like this. Only a little straighter, of course. I'm just wondering, should I maybe be putting a little bit of extra thin in those holes, or... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, I got to be really careful that this does not ping out of the tweezers, because I probably wouldn't find it if it landed in the carpet. Okay, now I'm also going to try and moisten the ends of this. I don't know if I can do that on camera or not. No, in all likelihood, well, maybe I shouldn't be so pessimistic. I was going to say in all likelihood I'm probably going to break this off before we're through here. Okay. We'll let that dry. Don't know if I should try to reinforce it now or not. Probably knock it over if I do. Let me check the monitor. Well, it's okay, let's give the other one a try. Get ourselves repositioned here. Okay, it took me so long to get the bomb in the tweezers here that my glue probably dried out. Now I've got too much right there. Maybe I'll just do, as Gabe was saying, a thirsty brush and try and remove some of it. Okay. I wonder if I could push it down a little bit somehow. It doesn't seem to be going into the holes. There, I think it's in now. Okay, we'll let that dry. Hey, who ate the last of my muffin? All the way from Tennessee. Things that don't age well. Okay, it's gonna be a birthday card. Now, wasn't that nice of somebody to send me my birthday card 11 months early? Oh, wait a minute. Jim, you know I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. It's our crazy Canada Post. They're starting to use dog teams now. And yeah, and the word is that that there's sort of dog COVID going around, and I think some of the dogs had COVID. They are calling it K9, and I think maybe the musher was on a big drunk. So yeah, we'll forgive you here. Okay, let's take a look on the inside. Okay, so what is it that does not age well? More swabs. Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. Okay, alrighty. We'll find a place on the wall for this. Now, before we carry on here, over the last 5 years, you will have often heard me refer to these as Tennessee Jim's mini Q-tips, or something to that effect. Well, Tennessee Jim has kept us in good supply of these, and yeah, never had to buy them. Just like Gabe, I call these Gabe's swabs. I don't know why I do that, but you know, these are Gabe's, these are Tennessee Jim's. Okay, I have managed to not break off our little bombs. I was going to look up and see what size they were. I was saying yesterday I thought they might be 500 pounders, but I can't really see a seaplane like that carrying 1,000 pounds and 2 people and maybe a couple of machine guns in the wings and all that kind of stuff. So unless it was a little bit bigger and more powerful than I thought. I know I was really surprised at the power that the one on the Bismarck had. I was really surprised at that. I thought it was just a reconnaissance plane, but it was sort of a seaplane fighter almost. I did later check the computer to see what I could find on the Kingfisher, and it turns out that the engine, at least in most of them, was a 450 horsepower Wasp Junior engine. Now this was an extremely common engine back in the late 30s, early 40s. And in fact, it was the same engine that was in a plane that my dad flew many years ago, back in there around 1951, 1952. Only the plane that Dad was flying was a Stinson Reliant. It wasn't any kind of a military plane at all. And and as far as bombs go, well, it looked like there was different types, anywhere from a 100-pound bomb up to I think I read 650-pound depth charge. So okay, so it carried a fair load. 450 horse. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's the same as the Beaver as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on here. Okay. Let's. I think the next thing we do is we get our cowling and motor and everything on. I would think that the motor would probably be painted black somehow, if I could. You can actually see, you know, that they've molded cylinders into it, so, you know, for the radial engine. At least I can see it the way the light's hitting it. Okay, let's recompose here, and I don't think we need to be fastening this down anymore. Careful for the bombs. Got to remember they're there, because if that's what happens is I forget about, you know, there's something sticking out, and then I go and break it off. I've got a problem. I've lost one of the propellers. This one here is not it. When I first realized that it was missing, I wasn't too worried because I thought, oh, I must have put this cloth over top of it. But I've just checked and it's not there. I even took my spotlight and I looked around on the floor a bit, and maybe it'll show up. But I've been looking for about 5 minutes. So. Well, let's just continue on. Okay, I don't think anybody would notice, but apparently there is a right way and a wrong way to put this on. And this is keyed. And once again, the clear plastic parts, it's really hard to see things that you're supposed to be able to see. And the right here on this part of the fuselage, just ahead of the, I guess what would be the firewall, is it's flat. This peg is flat, and the flat side on this part here is the, I put a little dot with a Sharpie, so that because unless the light hits it just right, you can't actually see. This looks perfectly round, more or less. So what we're going to want to do here, first of all, we're going to want to not bend our bombs. Okay, we're just gonna moisten this. It's not going to take a whole lot to keep it on. And I suppose we could do it like this too, couldn't we? There we go. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, we'll let that dry. And once again, the propeller in question here, it looks like I bent one of these bombs over a little bit, or did it maybe slump? And I'm not going to try and straighten it now. But, well, you know what? Nobody's going to see them anyway, because the plane is going to be sitting like this on the catapult, and we're not going to see that. Okay, this propeller is not the propeller that I'm looking for. This was the other one. When I realized I was missing one, I grabbed this one and just put it on the table here. I suppose I could make something up out of a piece of, sprue or something like that, but it's too bad because, this one is actually shaped like a propeller. Trumpeter even went to the effort to, put a pitch on it. So, yeah. Okay, it could be that I will find the other one, but I don't know. Now this morning when we were supposed to be watching our pretty sunrise, well, the snow flurries were moving in and the clouds were blocking the sunrise. Now, I checked the weather just a little while ago, and the reason I did is because the sun is shining as I'm speaking to you. Yeah, and we are supposed to be getting about 3 days of decent weather. If it's true, we might be out e-biking again in a couple of days. Wouldn't that be nice? Well, you're not going to hear me complaining about this. Got sunshine shining in across the table. Snow is melting on the car. Weatherman says that there's probably going to be nice weather coming. Okay, we're going to go at this again tomorrow. Once again, I thought we were going to be done this little plane. There's not a whole lot left to do. Just got to put the propeller on and the wing floats. The main float, all easy stuff, maybe. Okay, thanks for watching everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.